Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch, but you already know that because we were talking while we were applying our foundation and then we realized we weren't recording, right? Right. Welcome to a complexion video. We're going to jump right on in. I'm starting with the KVD Good Apple Foundation. I use the shade Tan 074. She works for what she works for, but we'll talk about her a little bit later. I have my concealer cooking. Okay, we're using my Nikki K Super Coverage in shade 02, 20. What does 20 mean? That was my shade in all of the CoverGirl, like, not cheekers, but aqua whatever. You know, the CoverGirl makeups? I was 20. What does 20 mean? I'm gonna Google it. Anyways, but this video is actually going to be about my cream contour, which is from Juvia's Place. I only have one. And then we're gonna start using some liquid blushes, okay? So I got 3 Juvia's Place liquid blushes. I actually have 5, but these are my 3 favorite colors. And we're going to apply them, okay? They don't have to be scary. So I am not really a contour girl per se. I do like it because I feel like it's just a nice little cushion, a nice little settee for my blush, but it's not really necessary. I have a rather thin face. I don't really need a lot of contouring. My cheekbones are a bit pronounced, I guess, and you know, it's not really necessary. So that's why I use bronzer and contour interchangeably. I just put them in the same place and call it a day, okay? I mostly like it just for the shading of the contour or bronzer next to my blush. But we are going to use it today, so let's go ahead and get started. Using the contour first, I'm going to use the same brush I use for my foundation, partially because I'm lazy and I already have a huge bucket full of brushes I gotta wash, and also because it already has my foundation on it, so it's going to be a little bit, it's going to diffuse the bronzer just a touch, okay? So that's the face without, and I just like to swirl, just get a little bit. This can be quite potent, but she really blends out very nicely. I just did my hair, so I'm using my do-rag to just set it down. I actually just love having my face wrapped up, because if you saw my one video, like I was saying, ain't gonna get no bugs up in my ears, okay? I don't even have ears. But yeah, so this can come off looking a bit strong, but then she really blends nicely into the skin and you just kind of don't see her, okay? So I'm just going to blend her until I feel like she's sitting harmoniously, and then I take the rest down the jawline, not so much to carve or anything, but just so that the warmth doesn't just stop right here, or the coolness depending on what I'm using, but just so that depth doesn't just stop there. I want it to kind of travel down the entirety of my face. I feel like that makes it look more natural. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but I can see the difference and I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just one side of the face and then we'll, you know. So for the blush, actually I probably shouldn't, because I don't want to mix my contour with my blush. Oh, I'm just moving too fast, okay? So yeah, I guess I'll just apply everything on camera with you, okay? So I kind of put my contour and bronzer a little bit up higher where the blush is gonna sit, because I also want those to blend together. Now, I am not a makeup artist. I do not really follow any makeup artists, not in the way where I'm like writing down what they say and the like trying to do their techniques. I just wear my makeup the way I likes it, okay? I've been following a lot of people lately who watch and are subscribed to a lot of makeup artists and whatnot. So I kind of get it secondhand knowledge, but it's still just not something that is important to me. Mostly because my makeup is really just for my channel. It's just for play. I don't really wear makeup out very often anymore. And when I do, it's very boring, very basic, okay? So, but that is basically the amount of blush or contour that I wear. I don't like to do too much because, again, got a slim face. I don't really need to, you know. So, okay, so now we're going to go into blush. I don't know what I'm doing eye-wise, so I don't really know what blush we should or shouldn't use. So I just usually pick whichever one I'm feeling today. And I actually want to do this watermelon-y one. This one is called Barbie Rose, but my favorite liquid blush from Juvia's Place is Coral Rose. Absolutely beautiful. terracotta orange. It's very wearable for brown skin. I think if you are a brown girl or a guy and you want one of these, but you want one that's going to be really gentle, really natural, really just kind of, you know, your skin but better, this is a really good one to try. It just sits very nicely on brown skin. It just really does. Okay, so those are the blushes. And we'll shear them out a bit. So those are the blushes we're working with, okay? But we're gonna use that middle one, and I'm gonna show you that these are not scary. They're not scary at all. Now that is quite potent, okay? Those are potent blushes. They gonna get on your face and they travel if you don't do it right. I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's so simple. These blushes will last me for forever. They're the only liquid blushes I own. The only liquid blushes I am interested in owning. They do their job, they do it well. No complaints, okay? So again, we're using Barbie Rose, and I'm gonna show you. Just clean off the applicator so that it is not completely coated with product. You can see that the inside of mine is very messy because this is what I do. Even though I really, it doesn't scare me, so I just pop her on. Now for some people, this would be way too much blush. Not for moi, okay? I like this amount because we are going to really buffer out, blend her in, and I'm gonna have it kind of, the center part is gonna kind of get erased a little bit with my God, I can't even speak, with my concealer. So I start in the center, and then I'm pushing it back, just pushing it back into that contour. Bringing it up, I actually like to bring mine up to the tail of my brow, a little bit on this part of the eye, okay? Bring her in. I like mine quite low. Just keep feathering her out, and then just touch her, just the edges of where it's right there, okay? So again, tap in the center, pull her out, pull her up to the brow, and then the very edge of it, bring that back in. Now the reason I like to do mine kind of this bold is because we still have to set the face. We're still going to be using Dermablend Warm Saffron, which is really going to dull down this brightness of both my concealer and the blush. And I powder this. I powder this down, and not with blush. Eventually I will, but I powder this down with my HD powder from NYX so that I can still have the color but not the shine. And then I can apply blush to, you know, complement this. I really do like doing two-tone blush, so I'll do orange blush like right here, and then a pink blush on this part. But this is just like a base. It's like eyeshadow primer, okay? So yeah, that looks a little crazy, but we're not done, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my concealer. And I feel like I wanna do my brows, and then I'll come back to you, okay? Okay, we're back, and I decided on faux bleach brows, and I like them. Let's keep moving. So the concealer is on. We are going to now set the face so that we can get this blush sitting, okay? So I'm just gonna pat out any creasage. There we go. And like I said, for setting the under eye, I'm going to use my Warm Saffron from Dermablend, my favorite setting powder. On a little triangle sponge. And I'm literally just going to set all of my concealer where we don't have to be careful of the blush. Especially because this color is very comparable to this orange, or to the pinky blush. So, you know, pink and orange go well together. So we don't have to be super careful. And I'm gonna go ahead and set the center of my face, which I always do, especially with this foundation. It really needs all the setting it can get for my skin. Okay. Now I'm going to take a powder brush, and I'm going to take my little HD powder from NYX. And we are going to set the entirety of my face. So I'm just going to go right on top of that blush. No need to worry about it. No need to be afraid. And this is so that the product is properly set. Nothing is gooey or wet. And this way I can set everything and I don't have to worry about it being moved or over manipulated, things like that. So I'm just really getting in there, setting everything. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder. I use the shade Sienna. I'm sorry, is that the right shade? Yep, 355 Sienna. And I'm just going to set like foundation area. Like that, forehead. And this is to add a little bit of coverage and also just to make sure that I'm not super neutral everywhere. I prefer a little bit of warmth on the outside of my face, but I like to stay quite neutral on the center. And now it's really just time to set all those creams. So I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. I'm using the LYS bronzer in the shades No Limit, which is dark. Using the same brush because I'm lazy, okay? And that is just gonna go on the very outside of our blush. And you can already see how they're sitting well together, how it kind of calmed down the pink right there. And now we're getting a little bit of that depth and that warmth that I love, okay? So again, I'll show you on this side. There we go. All right, beautiful. And now to set with our blushes. Ooh, my Juvia's Place blushes. These are my depotted blushes from the Saharan Blush Volume 1, I believe. Discontinued, of course. And we are going to go in with what? What do you think? Yeah, we're gonna use Miss Bright over here because she's gorgeous. I love her. She also is not scary, okay? So I'm gonna get it on my brush and just bring that brightness back to the party. I love it, okay? I like to keep it again around my brows. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take that orange and that's gonna go closer to the inside here, closer to where our concealer is. Very nice. Oh, yes. We are heavily blushed today, and I'm living for it, okay? So now I'm going to just kind of buff this away. I need to get fine. You know what? Who cares? We're going to be washing brushes. Then let's wash brushes. Let's make sure we like our makeup. Make it worth it. So I'm going to take a clean brush and just push that back. Let it fall back a little bit. In a perfect world, I would buy that Blend Bunny blush palette with the yellow blush. I should have got that, but I'm also thinking about buying a full face of Made by Mitchell. Should I? Let me know. Okay, so that is that. We are looking quite blushed, quite beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So now, highlight. And I actually really love using the deepest highlight with this because it just plays really nice with those warmer tones. But today we're going to go in with the shade Daydream. And that's basically going to go right where that orange blush went. Again, touch those brows because that's how I like my makeup. Okay. And that is that. Guys, look at that. Beautiful. And that's how I do my blush, contour, cream, and powder stuff. That's how I do it here at the buffet, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do some makeup play, possibly a lip swatch video, I'm not quite sure, but I will come back to you to close this video out with the finished look, a mini review of the KVD foundation, and just to say thank you for coming. So I'll see you at the end of the video. Bye. Okay guys, we're back, we're finished. I did a look, I really love it. We're playing with the shade shifters from LA Girl. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Today we're wearing Sunset, of course, she's my favorite. and Miss Topaz. Beautiful purple, blue with a squinch of green. Flip, love those, love those. And the mattes, Trust Leche, okay? I love that palette. But this is the finished look. I really love the blush. I'm loving it. Do you see? And I know it kind of looks like I had a ton on, and I do. I do have a ton on. I enjoy that. I like that for me. But I really feel like liquid blush, regardless of the brand, can get out of hand. It can. Just go slow. You know, think about the first time you rode a bike. And if you haven't ridden a bike, think about the first time you did something you didn't know how to do. Take it easy. Take it slow, you know, and then you get your groove and you figure it out. I instantly liked the liquid blushes when I got them. I didn't have an issue. Now, do they blow up? Yes, yes. If you are not careful and you put too much on, it will be down your back. That is very true. The critique was accurate, but the technique was not. And I'm talking about when people were talking about it, saying that the Juvia's Place blushes were too pigmented, read the room, and that they kind of explode. Now, I do know some people who have a really hard time with this version of the liquid blushes, but not a hard time with the blush lighter liquids from Juvia's Place, which I find weird, but it is what it is. I have a really good time with them. I really, really enjoy them. Like I said, they are the only liquid blushes that I own, and they will be the only liquid blushes that I own because I have enough. But it really makes me miss remember when e.l.f. had the little liquid blushes in a little pump? I had a bunch of those, and I literally don't think I ever used them. I really just liked the componentry. They were very cute. But anyways, so yeah, that is the complexion. I think it's really pretty. I have a lot of complexion, a lot of blush to try out. Got these Nikki K blushes. I don't know. This kind of content is somewhat the hardest for me to create because it just doesn't feel as fun to me. Once I'm done and it's on, then I'm like, yeah, this is cool, this is fun. But it's not my favorite to create. But I hope you enjoyed it. And it's been me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch. And you already know that because I'm talking your literal face off. Thank you for tuning in. Drink some waters, take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye.